Welcome to episode 14 of Bandwagon. I'm your host, Eric Nelson. I want to thank our last guest, Skinny Webb, for stopping by. Really appreciate his musical talent and, of course, all the work that he does as the executive producer on Bandwagon. Also got to take some time to thank my dear friends Owen Justice and Lizzie Roberts for always making the production look and sound so great. We're just going to jump right in here now. Today's guest I have here, I've known him now for probably 2-3 years, somewhere around there. And he has just very recently released some new music into the world. And I'm going to let him tell you about that, and we'll get to know him a little better about some other things as well. With no further ado, I'm going to introduce Joshua Cole.
Hey, man. What's up?
Hey, not
Thanks
a lot,
for
man.
having me on.
Well, hey, man, thanks for coming out. It's good to see you. It's been a while. I haven't played a show together in a while, but I know you're busy with music and stuff. But before we jump into your new release,
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going to step back and set the table.
Absolutely.
So I play guitar for Pony Creek.
Yep.
And you opened for Pony Creek.
Right here.
Hey, yeah, right
represent.
on.
Ryan, if you're watching this. Yeah.
I know I've been sitting here looking at you the whole time, and I didn't even put two and two together.
I've had this one so long. I mean, I got a hole in the back. It's got a stain. Seriously, one of my favorite shirts. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, thank you for the support.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well, so you opened for us, and I remember, I think the first time was at the Davies Amphitheater in Glenwood.
Dude, actually, way before that, it was actually at the Reverb Lounge.
Did I play that one? Because they were together for a while before I did.
Really? Okay. The first time I met Ryan was at do you remember a show at the Reverb Lounge with Luke Mills? Were you on that one?
Mm-mm.
Okay, then yeah, we met at the Davies
Amphitheater. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I remember when I was watching, I was like, man, this guy's got a great voice and a great stage presence. And I was like, he makes it look so natural.
I pay him to say this.
No, truly, it does. And I was like, it just seemed like you felt so natural up there doing it, which leads me to my first question is, was music a big part of your upbringing?
Yeah, it was just me too. But sorry, I wanted to jump back a second.
Go ahead.
Even the fact that you hopped in with the guys, like I don't know how after between the Reverb time and then when you hopped in, it's like all the Pony Creek people, like just phenomenal. Because you guys, I feel spoiled when I first came into contact at the Reverb and then at the amphitheater. Just as I've been doing it more, there's bummer people in anything, but like the way, I mean, you know how Ryan is, and like just because it was Ryan and Luke Mills, and I was just a baby, and we got connected because of another guy, Dave Owens. Does that ring a bell? Have you heard of a guy named Dave Owens? Plays with Names Without Numbers.
Okay,
anyway,
yeah.
He was our connection point. He was my worship pastor for a bit, so he was my connection point for Ryan and Luke. And right out of the gate, I mean, just kind. And I remember just how green I was. And just as I've started to play more and learn more things, like just having good people around. And again, just being nice and kind. And so you guys, and I guess we didn't meet till Davies Amphitheater, but you know the vibe. And I'm just thankful. So I just wanted to say that.
Well, yeah, man, everybody's been there, and I've dealt with luckily most people I've dealt with have all been really, really cool, but you do deal with some jerks sometimes, and man, nobody wants to deal with that. I don't want to be a jerk to anybody. I don't want to deal with the
music,
jerk.
Man.
I know. That's supposed to be a joyous thing to bring you together, not a platform to be a jerk.
Yeah, for real. So Ryan, if you're seeing this, I just want to say, thank you. Luke, if it crosses your brain, thank you. And Dave, thank you for connecting all of us, and represent Pony Creek.
So who was probably, if it was, okay, let's go back. So you said it was a big part of your upbringing. Was it like since you were a little kid, or is it something your family kind of pushed you towards, or you just loved it and did it?
I think I had the story of my friend was learning guitar.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Mom, I want a guitar.
Yeah.
Because my friend was playing.
Me
and
too.
That was like, really? Is that the same thing for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I had zero interest until my friend was playing, my buddy Noah. And then his dad actually taught us for a little bit, played us some some CCR, simple stuff.
Yeah.
I want to know, have you ever seen the rain?
How old were you then?
So that was however old you are in like 6th grade, whatever 6th.
Probably around 12-ish.
Something like that.
Right around there.
Yeah, so then between our lessons, basically my buddy just getting yelled at by his dad the whole time, and me just sitting there. We would sit in his room and learn, and then he stopped, and then I stayed with it. But I quit like between 6th grade and then around my freshman year, I was on and off with it because I was still learning. And dude, it makes you mad, pisses you off, like just the calluses. And I was grumpy, and I would play and then quit, play and quit. And then around my freshman year, I stuck with it, and then I had a band with some guys, and then I was playing a lot of acoustic stuff at the church I was at. So no one pushed me into it. My friend got a guitar. I wanted a guitar, and that's how it happened.
Yeah, it was like a domino effect in our neighborhood. First kid, he had a bass. So one of my buddies got into the bass. So he started playing bass. Well, then another buddy was like, well, I need a guitar. And then another guy was like, well, I want a guitar. And I'm like, well, man, I can't be the odd man out. I gotta get a guitar.
Exactly.
And just beat on it. I didn't really know what I was doing with it, but yeah, man, good times. So kind of had a similar start there. And when did you first start writing songs then?
I think I wrote a couple doozies in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I like flowers, I like the sky, baby, come on, make you mine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just made that up.
Yeah. You're just saying it wasn't real deep.
No. And I tried, and then, I think seriously starting to try to write, honestly, like 3 years ago, like when I released Sweet Maria for the first time.
Okay.
So kind of just new with it. So fairly fresh.
Yeah. So we're moving on to Adelaide. Let's go to that right now.
Oh, sure.
Let's go to that. Since we're talking about the songwriting, and that's your new release, and that is a beautiful song, by the way.
Dude, thank you, man.
Of course, man. Yeah.
And when you guys hear this, he played beautifully on that too at the end. Just very tasteful.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, I thought that the production of that was really, really good. That sounded great. Where did you record that?
Yeah, so I like to credit that to Scott Gata, who I was talking about. Scott, if you're watching this, you are also the man. And I got connected to Scott through, again, this guy, Dave Owens. And we were laughing before the show, like there's so many music pockets in scenes, and it's crazy how you just learn more and more. So yeah, Dave Owens, Scott Gata. So Scott, man, he's just got a gift for that stuff. Basically, any instrument that can't be played, he can play. He's playing anything. So he's mixing, he's playing instruments, and then he has some connections for a great fiddle player and the Dobro guys out in Nashville, and they put it together. And then I actually gave my buddy Jacob, so a fellow lead guitarist. He lives in South Carolina. He wrote the 2 solos for Sweet Maria and Dance Off the Lonely. But then I was like, Jacob, this song doesn't have a solo, and he got into more audio mastering side, so he actually mastered that.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, just let him go for it. So
cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Way to go, Jacob.
Well, I tell you what, man, those guitar leads on those other 2 songs, that's some really tasty.
Oh, he's cooking.
Tasty leads on that.
He's
seriously.
making me sweat because I'm trying to learn how to play my own Sweet Maria solo, and I'm like, Dad, come it, Jacob. Dude.
Yeah, he's dialed in. He's good play.
I'm like,
for sure.
if I can play that live, because we have a show Friday, I'm like, I'll be happy if I can play that successfully 80%. Then I'll be happy.
Yeah, well, just keep plugging.
And also, you were talking about the production. Todd Laird, he's my lead guitarist. He came up with that, that dun, 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 dun. He wrote that in like 12 seconds. Yeah. We were just sitting in a room, and he came up with that lead part. So, Todd, thank you. And it's very
nice, catchy hook.
Lullaby-esque with mountainy. And so, everybody who just had a part in that, and Todd plays on the track too. And as you said, it was great production, so I'm thankful.
Yeah. So were the other 2 singles that you did, were those recorded the same setup?
Scott Gata, cool. He runs it right out of his house, does the thing, right by Cabela's. Scott's out there, and
nice.
All 3 of those were made with Scott.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So now when it comes to recording, do you like the process of recording?
No.
Oh,
I don't.
Me too. Me too.
I don't.
I mean, the finished product is beautiful. It's wonderful, and it feels great. But
yes,
it's like it feels like running a marathon in the studio because you're just demanding so much out of yourself. You want to be perfect, and hours of that back to back, or days and days of that back to back is just exhausting.
Yeah, and I think you were just saying you play a lot by ear. Sometimes when you play something, it's never the same thing twice.
Yeah,
and then getting that sucker locked in, and I had to learn how to not beat up my guitar because I was that solo act for a while. So I had to make this thing sound like a full band, bigger than it was. And when you're in the studio, you don't have to hit this thing as hard and let the other instruments all play off each other. So that was the hardest thing for me, was to play lighter and trust the process of the other instruments complementing each other.
Yeah. Well, that's smart. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, Scott was a good coach with that. He's like, hey man, you don't got to beat up your guitar. Sorry, that's all I've known.
So now, I just had thought of this question this morning actually, and I was thinking, if you have your choice, do you prefer to play like alone in a room, or do you prefer being on stage in front of people?
I think both, because I love, as I'm starting to write more, there's like Adelaide is probably the first one. All of them are stories, but Adelaide is really an eyes closed story. And that can, I mean, those are the ones where you want to be in a room, you know, you close your eyes and you're just on a trip with everybody. Yeah. And then taking that, but then putting it on a stage. Yeah. And, but I also, man, I love to perform. I love to perform. Yeah. I love the showmanship. I love to connect with the crowd, the emotions of it. I just had some feet injuries, but I would, you know, jump out there. I love the swing dance, two-step, and cool. So I'd say honestly both. But it's different. If I was going to sing Sweet Maria in a room, it wouldn't feel as intimate as singing Adelaide in a room. Yeah, true. You know, just like the vibe of the song and the heart of it. Yeah.
I should have asked you this first thing. Who's Adelaide?
Oh, my niece. Yeah.
I was wondering. I was wondering if that was.
Wrote it from my niece. And my sister and brother-in-law, they moved up to Montana in about, I think it was like almost 3 or 4 years ago. And they're just doing the thing, like no connections. And they went out there. My brother-in-law's killing it, starting his own construction company.
Awesome.
And yeah, so they have, so I have actually 2 nieces. There's Aurora and then Adelaide. And oh my gosh, I feel I know she's going to give me crap for the rest of her life. Where's my song, Uncle Josh?
Yeah, you better be on it.
But she gets a shout out if you listen in the chorus when I sing, "You'll grow up on Montana skies, an older sister as the northern lights." That's Aurora.
Aurora Borealis?
Yeah. So Aurora. Yeah. So shout out to Aurora. But that's who the song's for, my niece. But then, you know, when we all connect with a song, any of us who have a niece, a little cousin, kid, sibling, we all have our own Adelaide, and that we'd want them to have the best life.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, we talked about playing live, and you have a show coming up here, the 31st. It's coming Friday.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What are some details on that?
So super stoked. This is our first, opening for this guy. You know, he's got millions of streams, so it's like one of those bigger deal openers, which I'm very excited about. He sings a song, it's funny, "Dick down in Dallas, railed out in Raleigh." Have you heard that song? It matches very well with your lyrics from the Donkey Punch. I was like, bro, first off, I didn't know you had music, and I'm like, okay, I gotta listen to some of these. Goodness gracious, we got the the trailer park poet out here with some of these.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, you know what? And I won't say sadly. It is what it is. But when we were producing that album, and my buddy Skinny produced it, I said, you know what? In one of the sessions, I was like, you know what? I could spill my guts and wear my heart on my sleeve and write the best stuff on the planet, but this is what people are going to remember and going to know. I go, because it's like a joke, and you tell a joke to somebody, and that's exactly what happens. So, you know, and I don't go out and put it out there a ton. Especially when I was substitute teaching in school, you know, and I'd have kids come up to me and be like, "Hey, my parents have that out." I'm like, "Oh man!" I'm like, "Well, God, I can't get on you about anything now, can I?"
So kids come on, we're gonna do a sing along. Everybody, we're gonna sing Donkey Punch together, okay? Or what was the other one? Crack whore.
You filthy crank whore.
Crank whore, filthy crank whore. Just classics.
Yeah, you know.
Come on, kids.
Timeless family sing-alongs.
Exactly. Timeless family sing-alongs. Yes, they are.
So where's the show at?
Bushwhackers.
Oh, Bushwhackers. Yep. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool. And what else you got coming up going into the summer? Any other shows you want to promote, or any other music projects or singles you're going to be putting out, or anything like that you know of?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So, big show Friday. That's probably the biggest one so far.
Cool.
I get to be on a Riders Round April 6th at Barrel and Vine. So that'll
nice.
be more, where they sit up there on the stools and y'all take turns singing a song. And then May 6th, you ever been out to Junk Stock? Heard of that?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I haven't been out to it, but I know what you're talking about.
Crafts, hippies, good food, vibes. So they have a main stage on there, and so we're playing there May 6th, 1 to 3, full band.
Oh, that's why my wife goes to that.
Oh,
yeah, but I've never went. She usually goes with her mom. So
oh, dude,
when
well,
she goes,
if you
I'll have to
come
check
out-
it out. It sounds really cool.
Yeah, I mean, and get they have these big old drinks. I forget what they're called. But you got to get one of the big drinks, and then some sort. I always get the almonds, the roasted caramelized almonds. But so I'm happy. I played acoustic duo there for like 3 years, so to get asked to be full band.
Nice.
But so far, that's it. I had some health stuff, some foot things. So in my brain, I was like, this summer's going to be so much stuff.
Yeah.
And then had to work through some injuries. But it's okay. I think it'll work out on that aspect. But the next one I want to shoot for is the Nebraska State Fair.
Okay.
You guys should put, I don't know, whatever your top band is at the moment, but they're having a battle of the bands. And then I'm whittling that away. So if you liked my face and Eric interviewing me, please vote for me at the Battle of the Bands. I'd love to play and do that.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, if there's nothing else that we want to talk about, then let's just go ahead and play Adelaide.
Yeah, okay. Rock and roll, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And good luck with the new song and playing this weekend.
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
Right,
Rock and roll, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Adelaide, Adelaide, look at what your parents made. Don't you know it's true that I love you? Lick your little tongue and sing your new song. Adelaide, Adelaide, look at what your parents made. You'll grow up on Montana skies, and older sister as the northern lights paint us pictures of the world you see. And little wonder be your guide, Adelaide. Adelaide, Adelaide, go ahead and chase the rainbows. Newly born dreams the heavens have yet to see. The world's an open canvas. Say what you need to say. Just as the sign said, Adelaide, Adelaide. You'll grow up on Montana skies, and know the sister as the northern lights paint us pictures of the world you see. And little wonder be your guide. Oh, like the rivers that run by your house, and may the mountain waters reflect your true self. And with the light on the peaks and the snow that blankets the pines, a little baby, you'll turn out fine. Adelaide, Adelaide, stretch your little arms. The angels are a saying you found favor amongst the stars. You'll grow up on Montana skies. An older sister as the north